Anybody can have a single green day. That's not hard to do at all. But what does it take to get payouts like this and like this consistently? That's where the challenge is. In this video, I will show you how you can do the same and not only take one or two payouts, but have a dependable income that you can survive off of. Lock in because I'm about to give you my blueprint on how I've been able to take 4 payouts since January 1st, and we're only 3 weeks in. First thing that I want to say is you have to listen from beginning to end. Anything substantial that you start, you must finish it. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing that you need to do is you need to believe that it is possible. Forget what your mom says about trading, forget what your dad says about trading or any family member. Even forget what Warren Buffett has to say about trading. There are people making money consistently in the stock market. There are people who can survive off the income that they make day trading. It is real. So that's the first thing you must understand and you must acknowledge. Next, you need to declutter your life because the way you do anything is the way you'll do everything. If you're undisciplined in your personal life, you will not be disciplined in your trade. So have a schedule for yourself. Be disciplined. Make up your bed. You know, if you're a believer in God, pray every day. Go to the gym. You need your mind to be working well. Eat good foods. Have structure in your life because the way you do anything is the way you do everything. Have structure in your life. Okay, so now that we gotten this out the way, let's get into trading. I honestly think the best way to go about trading as a beginner trader is through prop firms. And the reason why is because you can cap your downside risk. It takes about $89 to take a top step exam, and you can get leverage to about 50K worth of capital. Even though it's not actually 50K, then it's a simulation account. The money that you withdraw is real. So start with a prop firm account because let's say if you have a live account with 5K in it and you lose $1,000, you actually lost $1,000. But let's say if you invested $89 into a prop firm challenge and you lose whatever thousands of dollars on the challenge, you actually just lost that $89 you invested. So you have that downside cap, which is very, very good for that of a beginner trader. I am telling you, do not fund your account with personal capital if you're trading futures. Now, if you're trading maybe options or different stocks, then you have to go that route. But if you're trading just the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, and the Dow Jones, you do not need to be funding a live account. It is not necessary. You can work strictly through prop firms. So excuse me, I have to back it up a little because before you even get to the prop firm, you have to be able to obtain the skill. You have to have the skill set. You must learn from a mentor, maybe someone like myself, someone who's actually doing it. If you're interested in joining, click the link in my bio. I am offering a full-on mentorship along with access to my group chat. But let's get off of that. You need to learn how to trade. You need to acquire the skill, right? And if you want to cut it short, you need a mentor. You, YouTube is not going to do it unless you have 5 years to waste. If you want to be getting to it as quickly as possible, you need a mentor so that you'll be able to make money in a year or 2 years, nothing more than that. Some people are able to do it in 6 months. It's all contingent upon how fast you grasp information. But if you want to do it that quickly, you need a mentor. So we covered learning the skill. We also covered the prop firms. So how do we get through these prop firm tests? You do not want to stand and challenge for too long. You have companies like FTMO. You have companies like Top Step. Their minimum trading days is maybe 3 to 4 days each step. FTMO has 2 steps. Top Step has one. The time that it takes to get out of the challenge matters. You want to get out of the challenge as quickly as possible. So let me give you the formula to get out of the challenge as quickly as possible. Divide the minimum amount of days by the total profit that you need to make. And that will tell you how much you need to make on a daily basis. So let's say Top Step. Top Step, if you have a profit target of $6,000 on a 100K account, and you have 3 minimum trading days, you need to make $2,000 a day, right? You need to make $2,000 a day. How do you make $2,000 a day? If you have a 2-to-1 risk to reward, you risk $1,000 to make 2,000, and that is your formula to get out of the challenge as quickly as possible. With FTMO, let's say you're going for the 100K account, right? And they have a minimum 4 trading days. 10K is the profit target. So if 10K is the profit target and you have 4 days to do so, that's the minimum trading days. You can do it over. You can go over that if you need to. But you want to aim to make 2,500 because 2,500 times 4 equals 10K. That is how you get out of the challenge as quickly as possible, right? So far we've learned about learning the skill. Secondly, we understand what prop firms are. Third, we know how to get through the prop firm exam. Now the next step is what to do when going live. You no longer want to have the same risk management plan as you did in the challenge phase, right? You're in a live account now, so you want to change your risk accordingly. You want to be risking a lot less now because you have the risk of losing the account, which you don't want to do. So this is what I would do if I were you. I would divide my max drawdown by 10. And that would give me exactly what I want to be risking each trade. So if I have an FTMO rewards account and my drawdown is 10K, I want to risk $1,000 to trade. Okay. So if I have a 100K top step account, right, and my max drawdown is 3K, I want to be risking $300 a trade. That's what I would advise you to do. Some people will tell you if you were going for top step that you want to get out of the buffer as quickly as possible. Um, that does work. I would say that is okay if you're more experienced. But if you're new and you just need to get a payout, you need to be conservative. You need to be conservative. So the next thing I want to touch on is you must have discipline. You must have discipline in the live phase. I would treat challenge accounts the same way as live accounts because you can't just flip on and off discipline. You can't just flip it on and off. It's either you have it or you don't. So just have discipline overall, and that's what it'll take for you to keep your accounts because you will have drawdown periods. Simple as that. You are going to lose money. You are going to have losing weeks. That's just how it goes, especially when you're starting off. So you want to have discipline so that you're not blowing through accounts. I'm telling you, listen to me. Okay, so now we've gone over the basic premise of what to do from obtaining the skill all the way to having a live account. So now let's say that we've been disciplined and we've actually gotten a payout. This is the point for a lot of traders where they slip. They start to become relaxed. They become undisciplined because they feel like they're on top. They've done at this point what many traders have never done. Only a select few. And I think it's a statistic that maybe 10% of traders or something like that have ever gotten a payout. Well, guess what? Only 1 or 2% of traders have gotten to a point where they can make their payouts a consistent income, which that is the point that you want to get to. Once you get a payout, slow down. Don't start increasing your risk. If anything, you might need to pull back your risk. Then there's a psychological phenomenon that comes from getting that first payout. A lot of times we become overconfident because we've actually done it. But I'm telling you that is the point where you need to slow down, right? Slow down, take it easy. Regroup, take the payout. Awesome. Regroup and remember what has gotten you to this point. Remember that. Remember what has gotten you to that point and continue to do the same thing. As long as you're not gambling. So what do we call this? We call that discipline. And to sum up this whole video, that is the answer to your problem. You need discipline. You need to be able to push the gas when you need to, and you need to slam the brakes when you need to. That is the key. So let's go over everything again. You need to learn the skill. The fastest way to learn the skill is through a mentor. If you want to learn, click the link below. I will show you my exact blueprint for getting payouts. 2, you need to understand what prop firms are. You need to understand the rules of the prop firm. 3, you need to get out of that challenge phase as quickly as possible once you've learned the skill. 4, you need to pull back your risk once you're live funded just to get that first payout. 5, now you've gotten the payout. Now that you've gotten the payout, you need to regroup, keep your discipline. From there, keep doing what has gotten you to that point, and then boom, you'll get another payout. And from there, you'll be stacking payouts, which is what I'm praying for you to do. I hope this video was informative. If you like it, drop a like, drop a comment, support the channel, subscribe if you want to. This is Have an Academy, where I'll teach you how to have and not to have not. God bless you all.